A female leftward in post-traumatic stress disorder following the childbirth of her child says she relived the injury above and above once again as she well groomed for her infant. Anna Simpson outlined the disaster C-section as the largest scary expertise of her lifetime. A research has offered up to 28,000 female a year in the UK could be struck by parent position traumatic distress disturbance. NHS England told it was increasing psychological public health supporting for new mums. Ms. Simpson, 34, of Wakefield in Western Yorkshire, was rushed to an operational theatre in her future child Macy in the breech stance, following 2 failed attempts to go the infant in the uterus. Down there were a lot of human beings about me, she told. Down there was an anesthesiologist hard to put a hollow needle in my brush so I thick felt love it was creature attack, it thick felt really scary, I was really frightened. Expert alert how post-traumatic stress disorder, usually related in soldiers back of war, is stronger to consider the much longer it goes diagnosed. A trauma childbirth can engage sudden events consisting the infant's cardiac beat falling down considerably, and disaster cesarean section chapter and the mom loses several pints of bloodstream following hemorrhage. Mothers include a position-natal assignment on 6 weeks following the infant's childbirth to evaluate restoration and verify for position-natal depressive, but post-traumatic stress disorder is not regularly looked to. Ms. Simpson, whose child is now 16 months ancient, told, I was departure via the childbirth above and above once again, it was grueling and very morbid. It was constructively depleting, all how on top of possessing to see following a new infant was very hard. Months following the childbirth, she noted her tension were not attenuation so tested cognition behavioral treatment, CBT, accompanied by a success program of eye-motion desensitization and refining, EMDR. EMDR plant on the theoretical how trauma memories include not been correctly machined by the marrow, but can be recycled properly via treatment comprising eye motion, auditory and natural prompts. With the percent, they intended 28,000 female could be struck in the UK every year. Professor Susan Ayres, who company authored the research, told, we requirement to lift knowledge of childbirth injury and post-traumatic stress disorder both of in the general social but as well in professionals how go in pin in female. We requirement to both train health vocational in regulation of identification struck female and we as well requirement to include precise, efficient testimony-based treatments. Dr. Rebecca Moore, of the King School of Psychiatrists, told lot female who skilled post-traumatic stress disorder were creature unsuccessful by the present regulation. Lot female who include had a trauma childbirth in the UK are not undiagnosed, misdiagnosed or cannot accessing fast, expert, injury-specific treat, she added. Kim Thomas, of the Childbirth Injury Associate, told, we include had female go to us who include had their trauma childbirth expertise 20 or 30 year ago and they are yet testing the symptoms. If you don't get treat later your symptoms can go on for year and year. Source of supporting for post-traumatic stress disorder and childbirth injury involve, Ms. Simpson offered the treatment she went via had helping her restore. I fair don't sense brittle over, the feeling how was bubbly by the shallow all the period has lost and I can say on it, she told. It's so pleasant for me since it was a beautiful item for me to include a infant, it is so pleasant to be capable to say on it currently. In a declaration, NHS England told, all shape of psychological bad health for pregnant, labor or previous paternity is of actual anxiety, but large strides include been done in increasing psychological public health supporting for new mums in 7,000 more than female reception treat recent year. In supplement, expert psychological public health services will be accessible in each solitary portion of England by April following year and the length term schedule for the NHS will set out future improved in thoroughness.